I'm going to summarise a book, How Professors Think Inside the Curious World of Academic Judgment by Michelle Lamont. This book explores the dynamics and thought processes behind professors who sit as panellists for fellowship and research grants. The author herself is a sociology professor who tried to observe deliberations, then interview relevant professors. Grants and fellowships are extremely important for professors as they're a sign or a signal of academic excellence. And given there's a proliferation of journals, it used to be that you could look at as a crude metric and the number of publications, but now that's a less reliable metric, so fellowships and grants are more important. Of the two, a fellowship is generally regarded better because it allows that person to research something that they're particularly interested in. So grants, however, are still needed because it allows for costly data collection, for example, to be performed. The benefits of serving on a panel for a professor is that they're able to actually shape things in terms of who gets the accolade, who gets funded, and what this panel would define as excellence. In addition, when they're applying for future grants, they have a better insight as to how to improve their grant applications. The book strongly supports the peer review process, but it's perceived as not perfect. So there's resource that's being distributed to different places, and then they think, well, who has the highest chance of obtaining the thing they're setting out to do in their proposal? So therefore, a lot of this comes back to that particular institution that is being applied and that the grant is coming from. If that institution has a lot of resource, it can potentially gain more resource in the back of that. Panelists essentially vote for applications, and they are meant to come in together as equals and discuss this. That would be what a good panelist would do. But the book suggests some panelists are intimidated by others, and in addition, particular panelists may have their own individual idiosyncratic quirks in how they perceive things, and there's also a cross-discipline conflict that at times occurs in that one discipline thinks the other one is getting funded too much. One discipline may look down on the preferred method of research from a different discipline. So in an actual panel, the ideal would be that the actual expert from that discipline influences the others. However, this does not always occur, and if, for example, a professor whose sense of identity is rooted on their individual expertise, and then they're overruled, they can actually go away feeling quite devastated. The review process isn't perfect in small countries in particular, because if you're researching a niche field, there's only going to be a certain number of people doing that, and you'll probably know them all. So cronyism and favoritism could play a part. However, in America, a much larger country, this is often less the case. The book does mention a bit about gender bias, and a particular well-cited study of peer-reviewed evaluations of postdoctoral research applications showed that actually reviewers consistently gave female applicants lower scores than male applicants, despite showing similar levels of productivity. The book suggests that perhaps male traits are viewed generally more valuable than women's traits, but it doesn't explore this in great detail. So the key issue, coming back to the bit about whether scholars who have access to already more resources should get more, isn't really answered, but it does bring this question to it in the assumption that privileged higher ranking universities are getting more grants than the lower ranking universities, and should this be changed? I hope that you found that helpful. Feel free to comment below, give your opinions, put up a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.